好啦，好，刚才出去闲晃了一下，看一下有什么好玩的，再回来看，继续看这里。啊！哇，那只鱼好恐怖哦！哎呀
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House. Someone got turned into water right in front of us.
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next several weeks.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside, and we found some clothes left at the scene.
直接这样掉，这么爽的吗？
After my partner here put the dots together for me, I feel like we should try to reopen his case. Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. Mr. Callis was feeling pretty upbeat that day. So he was drinking and bantering away with us at the table. After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of it. Who knew that we would hear 2 gunshots ring out right after? My first reaction was that Mr. Callis's life was in danger. So I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward the scene. But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callis was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands. All we could do was look back and forth at each other, not knowing what to say.
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Indeed. The guard said that the first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. But I've never really bought that explanation. Reason being, Mr. Callis had left his gun on the table. I even made sure to confirm that before running to the scene. But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person. About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a third person there who was turned into water?
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill, so he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him. The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques, or a third person on the scene.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callis ended up with the gun because he seized it from one of the other guys? But hold on. If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the truth with any of us? He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
About that, Malouse told me a thing or two, so I think I can understand why he committed to the duel. I'll tell you everything once the whole truth has been revealed.
I understand. Then I'll leave Mr. Callis's honor in your hands, boss. And if I may just say one more thing, the whole Callis the Unfaithful epithet has been a thorn in my side since the day it was invented. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callis, even after so many years have passed. But it was Mr. Callis's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rosula and live the life I lead today. No matter what others might say, he'll always be the man I respect the most. And he'll always be my boss.
Don't worry. I will definitely find the truth. You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well.
Go. 人间卖的鱼真的都好恐怖，好掉线，好远，要去枫丹亭。哎，你怎么就在这里？
Hey, Thierry, it's me.
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you made quite the name for yourself at the Opera House.
Oh, so you've caught news of that already.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the guards, you know. The way you make it sound, people would think I was sent off to Poisson because I had done something wrong.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
I mean, where I work is really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson. Callis did a fantastic job running the town, building Spina di Rosula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions in my way. It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours? You, here for some formal business?
Yes. These two are my partners. What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Linny's case and my father's may be related. We're trying to reinvestigate the details of my father's old case.
Ah, I get it. You think there might be more to the case now that we know people can be dissolved into water, right? I was also flabbergasted when I first heard of it. If you want to go through the original files from your father's case, I can help you look for them.
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question. Do you have the authority to dispatch Gardamex?
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly handle Poisson on my own. Why do you ask? We definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence for your father's case.
Well, you see, just recently, we were attacked by a horde of unnumbered Gardamex in the city. So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me, all you would need to do is get rid of the mecha serial numbers and send them after me.
小姐啊，讲话注意一点呢。
Then you think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching mecha is very different from controlling them. If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. The same goes for me and my Gardamex. Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of complex steps to it, and it's almost impossible to keep it a secret. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units. They're certainly not cheap. So whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both. Now that you mention it though, being in the synth business would definitely be profitable enough to afford this.
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, jokes aside, I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so...
Marcel.
Hello, how may I help you?
I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? You can just say Navia's looking for him.
Sure, I will let him know right away.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to be, so my legs are giving out a bit.
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Marcel. There's no need to stress. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the Opera House. I'm sure you saw everything too, right?
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
Oh, you were at the Opera House too?
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show.
Who knew it would turn into a whole murder mystery? I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive. To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over a few glasses of wine.
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the talk of drunkards.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation. Everyone loves drama and theatrics.
你卖的是什么东西啊？香水吗？
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that humans can dissolve in water?
Yes, I was reminded of your father's case right away. Is that what you're investigating now?
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the other side has already begun to act.
Oh, and what makes you say that?
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea. If not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right now.
Oh, you're giving us too much
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon... But rest assured now, Poisson will always remain a safe haven for you. If you're scared, you can always return there. If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there, the Confrérie of Cabrières will use its funds to the last Mora to bring them to justice.
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to go into hiding. I'm going to strike while the iron's hot. Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me, so it'll take me a while to recall my memory. The Confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole time making sure things were running smoothly. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself.
Sounds good. Just let me know if you ever need. All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support.
魏小宝，你的名字会不会有点？这是杂货店，杂货店旁边养狗。
Being skilled at something doesn't
感觉每个都不是啊，唯一有差异的应该只有2个叫他往前跑，一个叫他往后退。不知道哪一个才是坏，我不知道3个都不是。然后
We've talked to all 3 suspects.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
I suppose that's to be anyway.
But where should we start? Ah, you're right. Florent.
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered. If I had to guess...
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Ooh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for...
So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to... make sense. Besides Jacques, it's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial seawater.
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite... But who among the 3 suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex?
他说要有钱嘛。
Uncle Marcel? My father did really trust him, and with funds from the Confrérie, he could also afford a large number of Gardamex. It's still really hard for me to imagine,
他现在
though.
卖香水。
After all, Uncle Marcel has been around since I was just a child. Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of Mora and energy to fight his own synth business? Thierry, you say? Huh. It is possible that he's figured out a way to convert the Gardamex for personal use, but I didn't feel like he was lying when he was talking to us about the mecha. I also don't think he'd be able to keep that kind of tampering under.
Yeah. If the mecha were taken from the guards,
对啊
it should be pretty
那个
easy
警
to
卫是最不
find
可
out
能
when
的啊
and how that happened.
这个吗？
Florent? But as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work
所以
mostly
啊
deals with personnel
张
and
慧那个最有
security,
可能啊。
so he shouldn't have much means when it comes to finances.
So you're saying he's too broke to afford a mecha army?
好惨
Exactly, he can't. Who could it be?
啊！就那个做商人的嘛。
You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Marcel is indeed the most suspicious of them all.
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people turning into water thing when he narrowed it down to these three, did he?
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others. The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to. Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to Uncle Marcel.
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes, Malus did say that we need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking for you.
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the guards?
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus.
Wasn't that place built specific?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
等一下，干他屁事？他干嘛呀？
What? Is that someone you know?
Yeah, we know him. Maybe even a little too well.
每一个世界都有，每个国家都有他哦，他都有，只是没在自动而已。
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. It's absurd, don't you think?
那家伙超过30岁吗？没有吧？我记得所有主控里面，目前已知年纪比较大的只有，除了那几个神以外，年纪比较大的就是那个谁啊？那个灵人嘛，灵人，然后灵人，然后艾尔海森跟卡维，他们年纪是目前以故事来看，他们年纪是偏大的，其他都没有接近30吧。艾尔海森跟卡维看年纪也没有超过30岁啊。达达利亚有超过30，他如果才25的话，好，第一个发生案件的时间是大概20年前，他25岁，所以他5岁的时候就犯案，神经病啊！他5岁的时候还在自东吧？
Wait, how? None of our investigations have had anything to do with him.
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you the news right away. If the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guards to support any of our planned investigations.
Right, because they'll think they've already found the culprit.
Yeah, and it'll be a lot harder then to clear Mr. Callis's name.
I understand.
你救他呀！
Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Just as expected. Since this is a trial about the serial, you're right. This is our best I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up.
We'll help you.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
你们两个什么时候冲过来？
I'm ready.
Ah, Malou, Silver. When did you two get here?
We heard that you'll be leaving. It's our hope that you're confident.
Thank you so much.
See you then.
塔利亚，你干了啥事？
Now that Navia has set out for Irenaeus, we should also get going.
也
The
接
location
过
has
一
already been marked on the map, so let's head over.
先去买鱼饵，我先不要管你的达利亚，你活该啊！哇哦！哇哦！但是这是炼金啊！怎么想都不会是达拉利亚啊！到底是怎么想的会去指控他呀
？According to Malus's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance.
Wow. 好了好了，我看到了，等一下。
Finally found it! Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. You're right. Navia's probably...
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name, in which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion duelist Clorend, right?
那家伙原来是为了找打，所以才接受这个罪名的。
I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointing.
Hey, don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case. This isn't the place for you to be looking for fights.
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
No. That's not what I meant.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly, and we have made very little progress. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
That case had nothing to do with it. Huh? What's going on?
Why is she interjecting again?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui Harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've but that was an exception rather than standard court protocol.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics? We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not, and if my charges prove true...
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, who is the person you would like to charge instead?
That person is... Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, and if the charge fails, depending...
Yes,
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court. Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that he may stand trial. Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia...
先收起啦。
Please.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, only through elucidating what really...
Navia, come on. Why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember, if that's enough to make me a...
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières. During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead. The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, Callus was defeated by champion These are the known facts about the case.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. In truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot after that. The true culprit turned the... Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained...
好。
This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus, only for Callus to wrestle the gun from him and kill him instead. A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a costume to disguise himself. But now it is clear that the clothes were proof that there was a third person at the scene. And that they were... Since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could...
还有
The testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thought. However, in the end, unfortunately for Jacques, realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
that's what happened.
Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
What a great theory. It also
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being...
but I think I agree with everything Navia just...
Then, may I ask some questions? One, do you... I'm...
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just...
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time.
That makes sense to me.
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again?
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last trial.
My second question has to do with the ensuing... Then why didn't Mr. Callis explain himself in court? If he had testified...
I thought about this too. And the dissolving power of water from the primordial sea, my father could have exposed it for all to... At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and what was certain, however...
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearances.
What? If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. All of us would have stood to lose our lives. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right. But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone? Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have had no reason to exist. But by staying silent, we retain the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot and restore my father's truth and honor back to him.
So, you mean to say... Your father intended to die in the duelist's ring?
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent, Clarand. I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything for my sake.
这个也是怎么回事？
But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
So, during the duel, did you believe that Callis was intending to die?
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate, and some even manic and twisted. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callis never intended to leave the ring alive.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there really are good grounds to reopen this case.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial disappearances case.
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callis. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because the culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. Even I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one. On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing?
Don't know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce. Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feeling. Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no... In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
I do apologize, demoiselle. This was my mistake.
No, it's not your fault. I'm sure he had come...
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license against the first known case of the serial disappearances? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the first time. Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your heart?
Seems like she got the wrong guy.
At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious, instead of dwelling only on your own feelings. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his expectations.
This isn't just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth, while that same agency has long been taken from them. The people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their sense of justice. Many people's images are flashing before me. And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
啥意思？他是 Marcel， 他不是是这样吗？哦，不对，应该是他是瓦谢，他不是那个马什么那个家伙。Going up, going down.
Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place.
他把真正的那个哦不对，真正的 Marcel 也容不了，他是这种人。哇！艾莉谁的？
Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up.
Ready? 哎呀，
The water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top. But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
再深啊！好像还
By royal decree.
Diffract. As you wish, main Fräulein. Entrap.
Let's nip that in the bud.
Here you are.
Oh. 被拉回来。
Now the path is clear. Let's go.
哇，这可以进去吗？有玻璃是不是？有玻璃。哦。哎哎，吓死我！以为我要一路跳过去。
A process of elimination. Can't see? Yeah. So. I'll uproot you!
Shadow Raven, let night fall.
别的，这边好像那个冤下宫哦。哎呀
After all that, we finally made it to the innermost sanctum. Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here. That's right.
什么东西啊？耶，这是水耶！
What's all this? Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but what? Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? And then they were turned into water, and all the boxes of things, these names.
Yeah. 啊，可毕竟20几年，可以理解这么多。
Let's see what's written here. Callus, Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an This should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have not determined the exact content of the key. The old dog's a real menace to He can act whenever he wants to make... I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. They're all... means this is where they make all the synth. If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth. But the pure stuff can dissolve. Paimon will take notes on the...
爷爷，这水为什么是倒着的？它为啥是黑的？诶，是黑的，是不是表示它是那个啊？深渊那边的力量？应该是倒着。
What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens... Sorry, traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just... How can someone write something that terrible in such a matter-of-fact tone? You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going. So that's why he did all of these experiments. Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane! Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. Ah, you mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments? So that's it! Vache was no victim, but personally took his lover and...
我觉得不是应该是那个女生自己跌进去，就是她可能来到这附近，然后掉进去了，然后 Vache 想要用是实验的方法，看有没有可能把人从原始胎海之水里面分解出来。
No, that's not it either. If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water? In any case, Paimon will write it all down.
因为那个女生讲的是她掉进去的嘛，然后她的那个爱人在那个岸上看着她，所以没有可能这个地方以前不是在水下，这个地方以前就是那个至少那个池子以前不是在水下，是在水上的。然后她不小心掉进去了，死掉了。然后 Vache 要用实验方法找到可以把人从里面拉出来的方法。人家说的嘛，原始的海海之水没有人浮出来啊。
Whoa, there's so much synth here, and so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the... Mixing in progress. Whoa, there's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep, it's super obvious. We've looked at almost everything here. Yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his true identity. No wonder even Neuvillette wasn't able to find any that way, even if we bring all this back to the opera. Sure thing. You take that side. Nothing at all. And Paimon can't even find snacks either. Whoa, really? Let Paimon see. Vignier. Isn't that Vache's lover's name? Then you... Aw, it's just a normal... So many! Oh, the final name she just... Marcel! Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Hey!
And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vache? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of...
I was waiting for...
Navia! We're back!
As expected.
expected of my...
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence,
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vacher.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair, and we aren't after your lover. Vignier was dissolved. You kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you. You even created Marcel as a new identity, and destroyed all records of your past as Vacher.
so that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established. This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you... You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we...
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this?
Huh?
Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vignier's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people. Vignier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow. But I'm not from this blasted place, so I can't be dissolved. No matter.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Do you all see? I can't go! I can't follow! So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back? I did all of that, and in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me. I still need to save Vignier. Vignier! Please, Vignier! Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearances case. The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vignier. During an underwater expedition, Vignier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignier back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vacher's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to all. The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vacher.
Oh.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vacher is guilty.
Guards! Take Vacher away.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
你这家伙是盗窃人。
We helped Navia bring the bad guy to justice! He's hurt so many innocent people and now he's finally getting what he deserves. Huh? Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come. You can rest easy now. No.
Yeah. It's finally over. It's all thanks to you guys. And my partner. See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to, so if you'll excuse me...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
What now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
那你到底为什么一开始你会被抓呀？
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just, the guilty party has been identified. We now turn to the According to the judgment of the guilty.
Huh?
Hey! That's not funny. Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually returned a different verdict from the Chief Justice.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it's...
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique. Guards, please take the suspect into custody.
等一下，干屁事啊！ 你要干嘛？哎呀！
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
哎呀！别乱开斜眼吧，大哥！这是他身上深渊的能量的关系啊！哎，这家伙开2阶了。 啊！
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
他被纳维拉特砸扁了，而且这居然可以打断了。
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, the oratrice's judgment is the final verdict of the court. All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it! I don't know what happened there either. Hey, stop staring at me!
What does Lady Verena mean by that?
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she create the oratrice herself?
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out? Don't tell me. You thought even I had been blindsided by the oratrice's result.
可是你真的不知道啊！别再凹了。
The way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Everything that just and of course, for every performance there is a script. Everything. If you thought Child had nothing to do with the everything he's done, not to mention all shall be revealed. Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is.
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
他就是在凹人设啊！他根本他自己也不知道发生什么事啊。
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea. However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the...
All right. After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff.
你为什么在这啊？我是把你换掉。哦，没来得及换。
What's our objective?
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him! Traveler! Hey, Traveler!
干嘛啦？
Marcel, what are you doing over here?
Stop resisting arrest. No, wait. I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name? I erased all records of that name.
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it.
Really? You did? The Fountain of Lucine? Then, please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the traveler
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think...
Paimon agrees.
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my life.
Humans, will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs? Very well. I will grant your request.
Your Honor, I fear that...
I will go with him. You do not need to worry about any escape.
In that case, I shall leave him in your most capable hands, Chief Justice.
Thank you, Your Honor.
讲真，他老婆那时候是真的怀孕了。
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
他没有，不是你喝，是他喝。
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking.
Vache.
Oh.
Yes, that's it. So you heard it too.
Vignier, it's me. It's me, Vache.
Vache? Vache.
I'm here. Where are you, Vignier? I'm coming for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey, what?
Vignier, is that you? It's me, Vache. Vignier.
Vache? Why did you come? Didn't I say? You don't need to look for me. You look a lot older than I remember. How long has it been?
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered for over 20 years since the day you left. All this time, only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. Nothing else mattered to me. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all of my feelings like this? Vignier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without you.
But Vache, if you ask me, this world would be better off without you.
Huh?
What are you saying?
If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier attorney one day. If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts, and my works would have been displayed in the Palais Mermonia itself. If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. And she would not have grown old and died alone, with nothing. It's all because of your selfishness, Vache. It's all because of you.
You... Wait, you are not Vignier. Who are you?
You're right. I am not Vignier. I am the sacrifices. Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back to the primordial sea. Our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea. and we were no longer individuals, but we became one, just as streams of water come together in the sea. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vignier.
Why? But then, where is Vignier?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding you. This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said time and time again that you'd do any and everything for her. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? If she would despise you for what you became? You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly narcissist. The only thing you are not is Vignier's beloved. From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vignier's, she has had nothing but pure hatred for you.
No! Vignier! She can't hate me. Let me see her, please.
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from the real Vignier. She really doesn't want to see you anymore. But on top of that, she also said that because it's her final drop of pity for you. She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you. Vache. Vache? Vache? Vache. 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 Drown.
Yeah.啊，要下雨了。
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
Huh. Well met, partner. I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up in such a good mood today.
Even this weather can't put a damper on the demoiselle's mood.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navia! It's been a few days.
Paimon好可爱哦。
Started to miss you.
Oh, now that I believe.
Sounds like you're really enjoying life these days, Navia. What have you been busy with since the trial?
It's just been one thing after the other. I've been making non-stop trips between Poisson and the court since then. Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first died, since everyone knew that even if we held one back then, no one was going to come. This time, though, everyone in Poisson, and even many people from the court, all attended.
So his name's definitely been cleared now. That's what we like to hear.
It's been the dearest wish of Demoiselle all along.
That blasted stubborn fool. Oh, by the way, I ran in... well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she would be there, and there was no way she'd...
Huh? So you know Charlotte too? The Charlotte? Journalist from the Steambird?
Yeah, way back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula, she was all over me. Wouldn't take no for an answer. I believe the story was called The True Heart of Darkness, Secret Tales of the Yellow Rose. To be fair, though, it was a really flattering feature. So, she was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial...
Oh yeah, she told us about that. She's always been super interested in that case, so now her wishes finally come true too.
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence, that you both sound really cool.
Now that's another thing to look forward to. We trust Charlotte's skills with a pen for sure.
Oh, and in other news, I also took Clarand out for a meal.
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
While you were investigating Vacher's headquarters, Clarand gave testimony on my father's behalf. It was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her. I mean, there's also no point in being awkward all the time, so we took the chance to reconcile with each other.
Oh, that's great. Paimon also thought Clarend wasn't actually a bad person. It's always good to have more friends.
Anyway, now that the case has finally been solved... Oh, actually, there's still one last thing I need to do.
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave and tell him the truth of what happened, as well as, and on top of that, just how much people still look up to him to this day. That includes me, too.
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
We want to go too.
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me. After all, without you, there might not have been such a positive ending.
And in that case, everyone, let's be off.
Yeah, you're right. It's been raining non-stop for a few days now.
每天都很郁闷，是不是啊？
This is where my father's grave is. To be perfectly honest, even I haven't been back here for a long time.
Huh? There's someone there already. Wait, that figure. It can't... Isn't it Neuvillette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was trying to say there's no need for you to apologize. I wanted to show my father how much I've grown, but still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief Justice would feel compelled to apologize to me over and over.
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
For now, 所以你等一下还会继续道歉是不是？
You really could use some pointers on understanding human emotions, Monsieur Neuvillette. In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
Well, ever since that day, I've been turning a question over and over in my head. Just what is justice anyway?
所以才会一直下雨嘛，你一直很 emo 是不是啊？
There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than life itself. Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things, that they could rebel against their own nature, or consider certain things to be more important than their own lives.
不知道是不是主观意识的影响，他讲这些话的时候就很像是他在，你知道把自己抽离人类这个群体。他应该也真的不是人啊，因为也不是爆料，是官方新出的图，他跟另外一个角色典狱长那个角色，我就忘记他名叫什么。他们两个角色图出来，那个介绍的个人资料部分，他身上一堆问号，那个神之眼是问号，命座也是问号，然后就有人讲，之前有这么多问号的人是谁？是钟离。钟离出的时间是在揭晓他是摩拉克斯之前的事，就是有钟离这个可用角色出现之后，才揭晓说哦，钟离是摩拉克斯。所以之前那些问号，就是为了隐藏说钟离是摩拉克斯这件事。那这个家伙，他一堆，他不止命之座，他连神之眼也是问号。摩拉克斯钟离出那时候还有神之眼嘛，他演戏的嘛，虽然是假的。但是因为他身上有挂着，人家以为说哦，这家伙就是这个人就是有演戏神之眼，所以他不会是演神。可他身上没有挂，他身上其实完全没有挂任何神之眼。 所以他出这个角色的时候，他的神之眼是打问号问号问号。人家说为什么要打？这个模型到处看，实际上就是没有神之眼啊，所以他根本就没有神之眼。可是我们可用的角色又都是可以使用元素战技的，所以他实质保有就不是人了嘛，而且他耳朵，看他耳朵是那个精灵耳。
Which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel. I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, should have been nothing more important than one's own continued survival. But Mr. Callis proved me utterly and decisively wrong. If not for his sacrifice, the serial disappearances case would have remained unsolved to this day. Mr. Callis made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and for many people completely unrelated to him. And in the end, from a certain perspective, one could say that he did it all for the sake of justice. A justice that's higher than life itself. So you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callis in person. I should have noticed all of this much sooner. This regret has filled me with a sadness that has haunted me for days.
你看他 emo 啊，是在下雨啊。
That high and mighty chair in the opera epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things.
他好像更 emo， 雨变大。
Thank you so much for your hard work and perseverance.
I'm sorry for being mad at you before. So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh? That reminds me of Silver, one of my guys.
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of my strong suits.
Didn't I just say you don't need to apologize?
Ah, so Navia and Novelette seem to have made their peace as well. Let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after they're done.
Yeah, 雨停了，不 emo 了。
Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Huh? Oh no. Paimon hopes Miss Navi. Anyway, Novelette is still standing around there.
忘情啦，这家伙不 emo 啊。
What do you...
Well...
Huh? Who told you that?
Hey, Traveler! Why did you mess with Paimon again?
Hi.
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your respects to her father?
Mm-hmm. We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
I see. Then is there something that I can help you with?
Well, it's pretty hard to run into you like this since you're usually super busy. So we figured we could try to ask you a few questions.
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure to return the favor. My apologies. However, I still believe the judgment of the Oratrice was not rendered arbitrarily.
But you also said you thought he was innocent.
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on each case. As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the concept of justice is integrated into it. Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but it likely also possesses other traits, such as self-awareness. Which is all to say, I have been prepared for a situation like this for a long time.
Huh. So when Lenny told us that he heard a human voice from the room where the Oratrice's core is stored...
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. I will add that to the list of items to investigate. In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. We just do not have enough information. Based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed to bluff her way through it, though, their time-tested twin tricks of bravado and drama. While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger will just have to bide his time in the fortress of Meripede. If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most certainly compensate him to the fullest extent allowed by the law.
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation he'll want is a no-holds-barred fight with you.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vache and his ilk only... There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from... Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured much of the life on this planet.
Huh. So it really was where everything began.
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists on the planet's surface. What Vache discovered must have been some kind of special case.
Huh. So that's how it is.
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was, to be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding. Is there anything else? That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water. Does that appropriately summarize?
That's right!
Yes, up to the present, I think rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words, the former Hydro.
A prophecy?
Two parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea... Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it if the rumors were true.
But with Farina being...
Is there anything else? Your sibling. If she ever stepped foot in Fontaine, is there anything else?
I don't...
Very well. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind.
You really are super busy, Monsieur.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work...
All right. You've got it. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
因为这家伙不 emo 了，不要搞到他 emo， 他等下就继续下雨。没有了，结束了。狗狗。
Here you are.
因为他不 emo 了。哎呀
Don't let any of it roll away now.
"你把我送去哪？去哪个？哦，这样搞。
One with the forest. Yeah. Keep up. Keep up. Rah.
还要找一个荒的，黄的搞定了。这个，什么？过来，小鸟。
Can't see? Here you go.
哦，那边有只狗，在干嘛？哦 ，nice！ 哎，那边干嘛？哎呀！哎呀，干嘛？大哥，你要冲去哪儿？这是坏掉了，是不是？哪边来的人？哈哈。
Oz, reveal thyself.
Flicker.
这大哥是怎么了？唉，飞上去吧。还有什么周围的状况可以探讨？没有。是啊。我们俩是讨债的吧？ 法鬼啊，这种东西好难弄哦。啊？到底是没有东西能按了啊？啊？那家伙是不是搞错了什么？我感觉那个东西可能不是用来破坏环境，而且他刚才讲的令人振奋的饮料，不就是那个吗？然后话说回来，我真的讨厌那种联想碱，那个干嘛？对。哦，水晶碟就在这里。啊，海底世界好玩是好玩，可那个声音听着会耳鸣。干嘛？ 呀。要干嘛呢？我自己在赌吗？哎，堵住了。要干嘛？把这打烂吗？也不是。往上看。哎，哦，是你啊！拜拜。来看这是干嘛呢？我想还得找一颗啊。要做的事应该是，然后呢？哦，耶！哎，小鸟。细藻那个长得像，好像小水母的东西。风金螺。 糟糕，但身上没有。卡条告诉我，哦不对，它超载了，它不是卡条，它超载了。东西炸，我刚看到。好啦。哦。 哇，3个哎！还以为这胖胖会打人。哪儿？哦，这边还有一个。哪儿？到了。不，我没看到在哪儿。这里面没有啊。我在叶子里面了。真的耶。那我来过了，这是哪儿啊？哦，找海陆花吧，没有，刚刚看到。不行吗？ 哪里啊？送去哪儿啊？这样是不是其实我已经来过？哎，是我来过了，只不过我刚才没有遇到那一只。不能游下去。哎，别理我！哎哎！哇，真怎么弄这个？然后往前被推了一点，吓死我！哎呀，为什么那么多？哎，你们为什么会一直刷出来？ 我真的只是想要找这个东西而已，我越跑越远，笑死我！然后不要！就是这样吧，要调角度，然后一路这样子，真的。别打我！有。哦，我刚才那边那是已经踩过。啊？这呢？我在哪里？哦。那就爱打不打随便吧。我找到一个白色的，哦，在这。哦。刚回个血。啊，这是啥？ 意思？我不想理。欧罗宝箱的，暂时不想管，先回去吧。大枫丹湖，对啊，的确是一个内陆湖啊，不是海。好了，那4.0的主线任务就到这边啦，还有很多地方要探索什么的，就慢慢来吧。毕竟东西真的还蛮多的。好啦，那就先到这边吧。接下来可能就活动啊、世界任务，有空再播吧。那先到这边吧，各位，拜拜。
There have been many poorly written applications lately.